G'day everyone, welcome to my channel, Marty Grows. This channel mostly features farming simulator gameplay. The episode's about to kick off. I hope you enjoy the show. Please hit the like and subscribe button and feel free to leave a comment. Let's get on with the show. G'day everyone, welcome back to my Korpi series. It's October and very early morning. Just heading down to the store to hopefully pick up a bale loader for all those silage bales I did. Whoa, that's pretty cool. What do you bet that's the store owner's car? Continental. Definitely American, because it's left-hand drive. That looks pretty cool. Anyway, so yeah, last episode. Sorry my voice was totally dead. I did want to get an episode out, although it ended up being a bit of a jumble because I wasn't really planning on not being able to talk. Hopefully my voice holds out for this episode though, and we'll be back to as normal as my episodes get. Now, before I get sidetracked, how about we jump in the store and get a bale loader? Ooh, what's on special? Nothing useful. So it's probably only the one choice for an auto loader, and not really much of a configuration or colour option, but that's alright. And he needs 130 horsepower, which means even the poor old John Deere could handle it. Don't think we need to repair the tractor while we're here, it looks pretty good still. I'll get this hooked up before I start talking about other stuff. I didn't crash into the shop, there was a bump in the road. Okay, so let's get that out of the way a bit so I can see. At most of the last episode, we got a couple of fields harvested and then replanted. Right at the end of the episode, I dragged a whole heap of trees out from my nice big field up above the sheds at the lake, and just dropped them onto the plot of land beside the one that I own. Because I now can't cut them, I either need to pick them up and drag them onto my land so that I can cut them, or ooh, there's our potato field. It's starting to look pretty good. Yeah, I got distracted. That's okay, I still got 2 months until I need to get something for it, and our money's looking pretty good, provided I don't go too crazy with it. It's a nice plot of land here as well. It looks like it's fairly flat. No, if I have to buy a plot, it'll be the one where I've dropped all the logs. So I cleared out a heap of trees. At a rough count, I think I cut down about 110 in total. Look at that nice lake. Who wouldn't want to live beside it? And simply dragged them out of the way, then went nuts mostly with the stump grinder to clear out all the stumps. I had to stop recording because it was just getting too dark to see properly. But I ended up ploughing some of the area that I cleared all these trees out of. I need to get the herbicide sprayer out onto some of these fields that we redid. This one got done as sugar beet, so I'm hoping between this and the other one over there I'll probably keep alternating them, and we won't get stuck into a situation like I am now where I haven't had any sugar for multiple months. Although if I had have been a bit more careful and not had it auto-distribute, it probably wouldn't have all ended up in our dessert factory too. So that's my bad. Sheep are kicking along pretty good there. Ooh, and a nice farmhouse with the trees, they're still growing nice. Just before we start doing the bales, there's even more little trees there that I've just stacked up that I need to pick up. So we expanded this field by roughly half at this end. You can see where I've ploughed it on the left versus where the original field was on the right. So it added about half a hectare to this field size. So plot 16 field 2, it roughly added about half of the end width, and I've curved it around a bit more past where all the sheds are. Ooh, garage with vehicle workshop. Comes up as a store icon. That's weird. I don't know if I'll expand it again, but there's still a fair few trees. I also took out a lot. Just get some bales picked up while I yak on. There's also a lot of trees still on the other side of those sheds that I need to clear if I want to put in a big shed to put the harvesters and the trailers in. I probably need to, just so they look a bit tidier. We got our poor old logging truck loaded up with just the smaller trees that you can lift by hand. But then, yeah, there's a lot of trees that I just dragged out with a poor old John Deere. That's probably going to take a couple of episodes to get them all either loaded up onto the truck or probably just hooked up to the John Deere and dragged down to the sawmill to be sold slowly. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. But hey, on the upside, look at all that income just lying in a field we don't own. I can't cut them because they're not on land I own. I'm probably just going to buy the plot of land beside us. Once I finish, this grass field can get extended basically all the way over to that road without having to worry about doing too much else. At some stage I could potentially expand the field just past there a little bit further along, but that would mean getting rid of more trees. I think I'd rather try and focus on some of the fields that we already have and get them expanded. All these silage bales are going to go up to the cow feed TMR mixers. At the rate it uses silage, there's probably quite a few months worth of bales. So might be able to actually do silage again next month or next time this field is ready and let them all ferment. Instead of messing around with these bales, how about I stop doing this and go get my herbicide sprayer going, because I can put that on a worker while I wander around and pick up these bales. That would sort of make more sense, wouldn't it? Alright, let's go find a tractor and, well, my herbicide sprayer, because there's at least this field plus the sugar beet one. And before I do that, I might even jump into the combine, because I'm pretty sure this really nice canola field over here is ready to get harvested. I might even go find a combine and start that. I know it might be a little bit sensible, but yeah. So here's where I want to put the shed. So I've gone through and picked out all of the wood that I can move by hand, but it still leaves a lot of trees standing. We'll see how we go getting this over to the other field. Move away from it a bit and hopefully it's a little bit quieter. So the next major field change that I want to do, which I was hoping would be this month but might not be, is take this field and this field, get rid of the trees right in front of us and join them together. It'll mean just slightly changing where this auto drive path goes, but it can head further down away from us and around without too much of a problem. There's only about 30 trees that, well, I'll probably do the same thing. Cut them down, drag them out of the way, clear out their stumps, and then expand the fields. I have a couple of months yet before these fields are ready to harvest though, so that isn't probably as urgent as some other things to do. This field here needs to get sprayed as well. The fun part, getting over the bridge. These log bridges are pretty cool, but gee, they're rough when you go over them slow. Didn't fall in the river, I win. It's been a couple of episodes now since I've fallen into the river. It's also looking at the land we own, and the field just over the river here could expand way down past where those trees are. So I might do the simple one back past the productions first, and then look at cutting down all the trees directly ahead of us and expanding that field, because it can go a long way that way since we own all the land on the other side of the river too. Check that out just quickly. So plot 23, field 1, but we own all the land across here, so we could expand the bottom of this way across this way and then come back up to join the field. That's a lot of trees through there though, so that would probably be a multi-month effort. We've got a nice canola field here that we'll get harvesting in a second. Oh no, it was already unfolded. Bonus. And we're going to expand this field slightly since I've gotten around to getting rid of the trees that were just here. It only took about 4 months for me to get rid of them all. Most of that wood went down into our little sawmill down there to keep it processing. So it was just dragged around. Would have been nice to go straight over the rocks, but there was no way to do that. Okay, we'll get this field kicked off, then finally get a tractor. Actually, we'll move the truck and trailers over into this field first, and then we might finally get onto our herbicide. I don't think this is going to take very long at all. So, around 3 times, then straight up the middle, and it's done. And all of this will go straight into our pig feed mixers just here, because I haven't put canola in them yet. Pretty sure it's the one nearest the pig pens that the canola will go into, but I'll check that before I try and drop it in anywhere. I could make a heap of money just putting the canola through the oil mill, but I want pig food because the flour mill's probably not going to keep up with the pig requirements once I get a few more. Get this dropped into the field, probably well away from where I started, so hopefully the harvester doesn't just crash straight into it. And I might jump back into the harvester when it comes around and just follow it for a bit. This is the only field that we need to do this month, so between this and picking up all those bales, we might get time to, I don't know, either pick up the wood that I've just dumped in the field, which I don't want to deal with, or maybe start clearing the trees out between those other two fields. We'll see how we go. Don't have a planter up here, but I have decided that I will do canola in this field again. Actually, if I was smart, I'd jump in and get the herbicide sprayer going, then bring a tractor up with the plough on it and just expand this field slightly. It'll only grow by 6 or 7 metres, but that still adds a fair bit of capacity to it once it's done. These harvesters are great. Gonna hang on to my old one still, since they just can fit in the shed down there nice and easy, and they're worth about $35,000 now if I sold them. Just in case we hit a situation where I have multi-fields to do. I'm trying to plan ahead a bit better now though, to make sure that there's only 2 or 3 fields at most, other than grass fields, that we need to do at any one time. Given that this has got maybe one more pass, how about we just stick with him until he's finished? I'm not going to bother picking up the little... Actually, he's not full, so I'm going to take over, because we can just zoom up here and pick this up rather than mess around. It will make the straw slightly harder to pick up, but the animal pens are still at about 90% straw capacity, so it's not a huge deal. Most of it will probably end up going down to the manure factory, although we'll most likely get maybe 1.5 forage wagon loads of straw off this field anyway. It's done alright, that's 16,000, we might get 17 or 18,000 litres. Since that field's only just been planted, I should be able to drive the combine onto it without leaving tyre tracks through. We'll try in a second. No, it's no point dropping this into the trailer and then just driving the trailer over to the pig feed mixers, since they're right here. There we go, nearly 17,000 litres. What drop the header off so that I can fit through the trees without knocking everything over. Wow, I still hit a tree. Okay, this is a lot wider than it looks. And the pig food mixer that I need is... pretty sure it's this one, but I'm going to check. Once this unloads, I'll go pick up the header and just move this out of the way for now, rather than trying to get it back down, because I really need to get some other stuff happening. Go. So I suppose it's a pretty quick unload speed considering there was 18,000 litres, but still, hurry up already. So that gets everything I need in this feeder, aside from potatoes. And I forget what we're missing out of this one. We'll have a quick look. Okay, got barley, got soybeans. It's the sorghum that we need in this, and we'll have everything that we need bar the potatoes to make pig food in that one too. So we've done alright over the last couple of months. Look at that, through the trees like a boss this time. One and only Massey so far. All these trees look pretty that have popped up around the sheds, but it makes it a bit tricky to get into the sheds now. Gonna have to check out the dairy because a few were done around it too, and I haven't had a look at that yet. Well, since we have a field right here to start with, this can be the first one that we do. So, plot 24, field 1. I'm going to harvest plot 24, field 2, I think in 1 more month, with a oat or sorghum crop, so it grows for like 4 months. Then these 2 fields will be ready to harvest at the same time. Get this generated. And I'll plough this strip up and join these 2 fields together as well. I don't think I'll bother trying to clear trees out on the other side or the far side because there's a really big ditch. It'll just be painful, and I've already got a nice track going around there. But joining up these 2 fields will be good, plus the 2 over on the other side of the productions will cut our field count down. And with the larger combines, as we just saw, we absolutely fly through the work. So it should make things a little bit easier to manage. Less bigger fields is always good, which is partly why I don't want to buy any more land other than the little block over past. So potentially we'll buy plot 18. Means we can expand our grass field out heaps, cut all the logs that are just sitting on this section of it now, and a lot of it's used up by the lake, and we'd need to get rid of the trees up here if we were going to expand the plot 16 field 2 field any further anyhow. So mainly that'll be to let me cut the logs and then expand that little grass field a bit. I was going to jump up to our forage wagon, but this is going to finish in a couple of seconds, so we'll stick with it until it finishes. once I get to the end here, I'll take over and just run over the middle of the field quick. And then move it over to another field. Forget if the one over the river needs to be done, so we might actually let this finish. And I'll just sprint over here and see if I need to do weeding or herbiciding on the field here. Run, 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 run. Yes, I do need to kill weeds here, so I can come across here, then head over to our sugar beet field on the other side. And that should be about done. We got no donuts because we got no sugar, although I do have about 14 pallets loaded up onto the trailer. What else is happening? Got a couple of pallets of olive oil that I really should check the price of. So this is finished. Oh, there's a spot right in the corner that we can be pedantic and get. Need to check the price of the olive oil just in case it's at a reasonable price right now, because there is a fair few pallets of that slowly starting to stack up, although they're all stored in the oil mill currently. I was getting a lot of problems having pallets lying around this map. I've had heaps of problems. There's a couple of times I've loaded up the game and a building has been missing. Luckily I've managed to fix most of that to date. We'll get a temporary course done for plot 22, field 1. Nice weird shaped field. It's probably only going to need to go around once though. Around once and then through the middle. While it takes care of that, we'll hop up to the loading wagon though and get it emptied out. Didn't do too bad. So since we're up here, gonna top up all the animal pens with hay, and anything that's left I'll try and put straight into the TMR mixer. Also need to check how we're going on pig food. Pretty sure there's enough in both the pens since we don't have all that many pigs in them currently. Gotta get the back of it just inside that door. 3%, I don't think I'm going to bother with that other pig pen, because 3% just isn't worth the effort of trying to back it up. Looks like the cows might be down a little bit more. Got all the branches from the trees sticking into the pen, makes it look a bit weird. About 10%, so we'll go top up the other pen while we're up here and then load up the TMR mixers. Hey, I got out of the pen without crashing. Trees look good on the outside though. It's just when you're inside the building you can see they're a little bit close. And it covered up the silage pit really well. That's awesome. Hopefully I can still get out there. I'll tell you in just a couple of seconds. With a bit of luck this will drop it to about 75%, 70%. That's heaps of hay now for quite a while. had to do some landscaping to add a little bit more ground just here so I could get the tractors out of the shed. And there's our ickberry greenhouse, or strawberry greenhouse. That's the one that I had to put in to supply our dessert factory. Can't really see where we're going. Now we'll head down to the TMR mixers, and hopefully I can chuck the rest of the straw in them. Otherwise we're going to do a nice long trip down to the manure factory. And by the time I've finished messing around with this, the herbicide sprayer should be finished, and I can move it down to the fields on the other side of our production complex. 5%, so close. Okay, the rest of the straw will not fit in there, but we'll unload it, or get it loaded up then unload it into there before we drive down the hill. Send this one to his last waypoint, and can't automatically jump over to the spreader, it got too far away. Alright, sorry, the sprayer. We'll hop down there now. That's pretty good timing, it's finished the field. It looks like the sorghum's going to be ready to harvest next month as well. So heaps of work still to do. As far as productions go on this map, I don't think I'll put in another one. There was a suggestion, I think from Miles, a month or two back, to do cookies. And it will be fun to do cookies, but I think I'm going to do them over on my Mars The Mission series rather than on this one. I may change my mind in the coming months, but at present that's my plan. I don't really want to throw in another production here because I think we have plenty, and any more is going to start to become a little bit hard to manage. There's about 30 trees there to knock down, and I can probably drag them just out of the way so I can expand these two fields. Loving this spot sprayer. It used 200 litres maybe of herbicide to do those two fields that we just did. Now we got this new massive field that, well, where I've ploughed through here doesn't need to be done, but the rest of it has got weeds that we need to take care of. It should help with this end being a lot thicker now, to make the courseplay course a little bit better as well. So it's running the length of the field rather than a silly up and down. Okay, I got the John Deere sitting over there ready to drag some logs to the sawmill, so I'm going to hop across, hook them up, then just kick him off heading down to the sawmill to sell. So these logs have been sitting for 3 months now. Come from the clump of trees here that I want to finish clearing, so hopefully next time we can harvest the sugar beet, these last few trees will be cut down and gone, so I can expand this field again, make it a little bit bigger. I think I'm going to go with separate harvesters just on principle for the sugar beet and the potatoes. Assuming your money keeps going up. See if I can get these hooked up without messing it up. Yes. And good, we do have our nice auto drive course right here. Don't need to drop them to the new sawmill because a heap of wood's gone into that lately. So we're going to take them down to the town and sell them at the main sawmill. I've cut all these in half, which is what I need to do with the clump of logs over near that other field. It's going to be a multi-month effort, I think, to clear all them out as well. I might load some of them up into the logging truck. It will depend on how busy we are each month to how many get done. But I'd like to have the John Deere running at least in the background, dragging these logs away slowly over the next month or two. He's just going to drive around the end of this field and then down to the sawmill. I don't think I've watched that for a while, so we'll be brave, record it and see how we go before I get on to sorting out. I'm pretty sure that's our forage wagon finished. Yes, the forage wagon's finished where the courseplay course is for the straw. I'll just need to jump in and probably pick up the last little dregs of it. But we'll see how the John Deere goes getting down to the store first in a bit of a time lapse, I think. Okay, we made it without crashing. Nice. Oh wow, 5.5 plus 7, nearly 6,300 for that. Now I should have a temporary parking spot. I think it's Sugar Beet that's the nearest. But while he goes back up there, I'll go sort out the forage wagon, because I want to get this field up here replanted soon if we can. Just a little bit got missed on the corners, so see how much we can pick up. Not quite sure how far my land extends to our left there, but I think it's a lot further than what the trees are currently cleared. Field there beside the river. Probably should pay attention to what I'm trying to pick up. So the field there that I've extended once is probably going to stay as big as it currently is. Because I like the grass field up between the pig and cow pens, and there's no other place for it to extend. But depending on how long we go in this series, potentially more of those trees will get dug out and this field can grow a little bit bigger too. If I find that I do need another field, there's definitely the option of buying more land. But for now I'll try and focus on just clearing out some trees and expanding what we have. Just pick up those couple of bits there and I think that will be enough. There's another 3 months, I believe, until we can harvest the sugar beet. So, going to take a little bit of a hit on our productions, especially the donuts. They were a really good income stream. So it will hurt a little bit, but we still have a couple of other things running to keep the money in. And with the wind generators, they're producing enough income to at least cover all the production costs with a bit left over. So we shouldn't go backwards with our money. It just won't be increasing quite as quick as it could for a while. Don't think all this is going to fit, which is a little bit annoying. Yeah, 12%, 6,000 litres left. So what I should have done is not driven around and picked up all those little bits and pieces. I'll send him down to the manure factory anyway, so I'll just unload the last little bit there. Now, what are we going to do? We'll jump across to our herbicide sprayer. Don't know why everything wants to go that way. We'll jump down to our herbicide sprayer to see how it's going, but I think it's getting pretty close to being finished. And then find a tractor to bring up here to get this field ploughed up and expanded. Alright, that was reasonable timing since we've finished this nice big field. It did make a big difference widening it down that end. I think we've got our sugar beet field going, we're done. Our loading wagon's reached the manure factory, so we'll deal with that at some stage. But there's a tractor sitting over in this shed, might even be the little old 150. But we'll grab a plough as soon as I get... Oops, tree there. As soon as I get this started. Yes, I know the bales are still down there, but they're a pretty low priority. See if I can get into the field a little bit better. So, a nice plot 17, field 1. Goes around twice and it's finished as well. Oh, it's going to do a donut too to get the starting point. Still got 5 months until this sugar beet field is ready. Potentially the sugar beet field and the one there could join up as well. That would make a massive long field though, all the way over to the productions, and I think that might be a little bit crazy. Or I could join the field here with this one, but don't think I'll do that. What I said before, getting rid of the trees just ahead of it and joining up those two fields is probably the best way to go. Okay, I need to be ploughing, so let's jump in this one. I think it is our 150. Yep. It's upgraded to 240 horsepower now, but it's still the old 150 that we bought originally. I think it was the first tractor we purchased. It's got nearly 44 hours of work on it now. The spray's doing a pretty good job. It should be right to get left alone. Alright, let's go for a drive. It's always fun being in the cab and trying to work out where to go. Could take the path up through the hills over where all the tractors seem to want to drive, but I like going this way. and I think it's a bit closer. It's a noisy old tractor though. Yeah, don't need to try and expand this field down here. That dip is way too big, and there's plenty of other trees to clear that will be more beneficial for fields. Got to turn here. Ooh, bit of a wild road. Sure how much we'll add to the end of this field. Okay, let's get this up here actually underway, and we'll do a run around the outside to start with. Might need a little bit of a kink there, but we'll see how we go.
Still recall the first time I saw you. I was so nervous to talk. Happened so fast. Went from so lonely to falling asleep in your arms. I used to be afraid to fall in love. Past relationship was a disaster, but now I don't care. 'Cause you took my scars, bruises and broken heart, numbed all the pain, showed me how to heal, and now I don't feel broken anymore. Still got your smell wrapped in my bed sheets. Don't wanna wash it away. I know sometimes I get too caught up in all of the wrong things, but you're always there to guide me. I used to be afraid to fall in love. A past relationship was a disaster, but now I don't care. 'Cause you took my scars, bruises and broken heart, numbed all the pain, show me how to heal, and now I don't feel broken anymore.
That was annoying, but it eventually sorted itself out. Go back over to the lake, and it looks like our lime spreading is just about done. Don't know why they insist on going that way, but okay. So pH value is good. Wow, expected yield 123%. And we just need to hit this next month with the herbicide sprayer, and this field will be good for about 8 months, I think. I'm glad I took those few trees out. I'm a lot happier with a nice straight edge over there. You can see the bale loader hooning through the trees. And I think I will actually take this down to the sheds, rather than just leave it up here before I go pick up those last 3 bales. I think this field of sorghum and possibly the one over near the sheds here are going to be the 2 that we need to do next month. Might hop out and have a quick look. Yep, so soybeans next month. They'll go straight into the oil production, since we already have plenty of soybeans in the pig food mixer for now. And I'll probably replant them as sorghum with the aim to drop it in the pig food mixers as well. Okay, you can stay there. We'll get these trucks put away while we're here. Yeah, I'll just go into that middle shed, I think. So we'll use them next month for the soybean, I'd say. Which means the harvester that's currently up near the pig pens can just come and sit down here as well. Okay, near enough. Let's go grab these last couple of bales. So that's 24, 5, 6, 27 bales off this little field. They are only the 120. So what's that? 4 or 3,500 litres or something. Off this tiny little field, that's pretty good. Yes, I'm just ignoring those logs. Once I finish clearing the logs out that we just picked up near the sugar beet and potato fields, I'll probably have to buy this plot of land, and we'll start dragging all them down to the sawmill too. I might load some of them up into the truck, which means I need to take the truck down to the sawmill and sell all that as well. Alright, you've all convinced me. That's how we'll finish the episode. I'll send him over to the cow TMR to be dealt with a bit later. 3 bales on, just seems like a waste, but not to worry. This field is okay for pH. It needs rolling, and I do have a grass roller on the hill just there, but all the bales were in the way. Get him started, drop those back wheels down. And I was going to sell all of these, but I'm pretty sure our charcoal manufacturing is out of wood, so I'm going to take them over and drop them into there. Can I do it in the cab? That's the question. Oof. It feels like it's going to tip over. Okay, that's going to do it for this episode though. We got the field, canola field, harvested, expanded, which I'm happy about. Also replanted with canola again. Limed and rolled, so it's good, just needs a bit of herbicide next month. And what else have we done? Picked up the bales. Surely there was something else that happened this episode. Maybe not. You can see the bales going up there just in the distance. We did clear out some trees, which was nice and helpful. Picked up a few trees, picked up some bales. I think that's about it. So 9,700 litres out of those little trees. I'm not going to try and reverse this from the cab view because I'm just not completely crazy. What is that oil? Okay, so we've got a couple of thousand litres of canola oil there. And about 11,000 litres of olive oil. Might just check the pricing of canola and olive oil quick. Alright, olive oil's going down. And it's not good till May, so I won't be doing anything with that. 4.8. That's pretty good. It's only going to get better though, because it's October. It's going to go up in November. Okay. So there's another 6 pallets of canola oil that we can spawn next month and get loaded up onto that trailer, and we'll sell that oil next month. That's actually going to be a nice bonus. Okay, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I can feel my voice is starting to crack a little bit. It's not because I've just hit puberty or anything, I hope, but it's been a bit rough the last month or two. Definitely on the way to recovery now though. So I'm going to finish this before I get all croaky and sound like I'm a frog. I'll deal with those bales that I threw up near the TMR mixers at some stage, and I'll probably move a harvester down ready to hit the soybean field just near the river sheds as well. I will catch you all in the next episode. Welcome back everyone. It looks like we've reached the end of another episode. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment if I've done something or you think I should try or do something else. I hope to see you all again in the next episode. Back in my box.